Whoa, alright, this looks a little different. Okay, hello all you crazy people out there, my name is Dragonite, and welcome back to making a 3D RPG in Game Maker Studio. So, this looks very different from the map that I was messing around with as my test map earlier. And the reason for that, as I'll get into real quick, is that I changed the way the maps are loaded into the game, and at the same time I decided that I didn't really like that test map, because one, there's no water in it, and I want to do things with water further on down the line, and two, it's just too crowded. There's too much going on in it. There's too much trees in the middle of the map and making it hard to move around and that kind of thing. Anyway, I suppose that'll bring me to my next point here that I want to talk about right now. This video is going to be mostly fixing things up and adding little features that that I kind of ignored or didn't bother with in earlier videos. So this isn't going to be the most exciting video ever. I know that I said that at the end of the last one, but I'm not going to be working on anything exciting like combat or anything, basically, in this video. So if you want to skip over this video and go wait for the next one that I put out, that will probably almost certainly be related to combat in this game. That's fine. You won't upset me or anything like that. Anyway, so getting into what I mean by little fixes. One, you might have noticed that when you're running and when you jump, you just stop moving. And I find that kind of annoying because that's not how jumping really works in real life. Another, and I've complained about this before, but the where is it? For Joe, jump height says 0%. I feel like that should say like dash dash instead of 0%. Just little fixes like that. There's a little bit of misalignment with the item menu that I think I pointed out in an earlier video that I want to fix. Anyway, also, I suppose I should mention this before someone calls me on it, but when I do behind the scenes things, like changing the way that the maps load into the game, things that are almost completely computer science and very little game design, I won't be recording that because it's just I don't think that even I can make that interesting. It took several hours to do, and oops, I fell into the water. It took several hours to do, and I just don't think that's going to be the most interesting part of making a game. Theoretically, it could have been the same way all along and nobody would have known anyway. Anyway, I am having way too much fun with this little physics ball here. If anyone's wondering, when I right click, I throw a ball which will bounce off of nearby objects and it'll allow me to, it's having a little bit of a weird moment on the ground there, but it'll allow me to test like solid walls and stuff like that. Anyway, let's get out of here. And the first thing that's on my list, I'm going to skip over the first thing that's on my list. Actually, I'm going to go back to Trello and I'm going to put this in a checklist. I have it written down on a piece of paper in front of me, but just so that I can keep everything on Trello that I do, because that's my game design document, sort of. I'm going to do that. All right, here we are. The first thing that I want to take on is movement. Movement. When you jump, you stop moving, and I know why that is. There's a couple of reasons for that actually, and I think the best way to address that would be to go into where is it, movement player, and expand this window a little bit. And I believe it is here. If I know it is here, controller.left stick magnitude. So when you're pushing somewhere on the arrow keys or on the control stick on the controller, it checks to see if you're standing on anything, and if you're not standing on anything, you can't move. And I don't think it should be like that anymore. I forget the reason I threw that in there in the first place. I think it had something to do with I think, let me run the game. It had something to do with ice physics, which I have essentially taken out of the game entirely at this point. So let me just run the game again and see if this works the way I want it to. If you could read the project file any slower. All right, now let's try this. I'm running, I'm stopping, I'm running, I'm jumping. All right, so I can jump and move at the same time, which is good. This will also apply to, for example, if I was falling, I would be able to. I like how it created footsteps in midair. But if I was falling, I would be able to move around as well, which you actually can't do in real life. But I don't care because it just feels better that way in a video game. So that's nice and easy. I can go and check this off. Again, that's a one line of code fix that I didn't bother with earlier. Character menu, dash dash instead of 0. Let's see. In character menu, that's going to be a little more complicated. Pause. HUD stuff. Character. All right, so now I'm going to want to, oh no, it's probably in here somewhere. Game HUD pause character bio. All right. Now this would be easier if it was an array, but instead I could say if active.t jump height equals 0, else, all right, if jump height equals 0, write --% otherwise write the actual number. Do I want -- or --%? I'll just go with a dash. Let's see how this looks in game. All right, here we go. I'm going to go into the character menu, and for Chase, for Fowler, and for Joe, it says a dash instead of 0%. I think that's good. Let me know what you think about this in the comments, and I may or may not change it to something else. That was simple, right? It's not the most elegant programming, but if I were a real like careful programmer, I would have done this for every single step on this list. But unfortunately for programmers everywhere watching this, I am not, so I'm just going to do it for jump height. Fall speed. I still need to implement that, don't I? I have an idea of how to do it, but I'll throw that out, I'll throw that on the end of this list. And do it at the end if I feel like it. I probably won't, and I'm probably going to do it anyway, and it's probably going to be a huge mess like that, like the questing thing in the last video. But anyway, I do not want to minimize that. What was next on the list? I can check this off. Pause menu. Item menu is out of alignment. Okay, so if I'm going to run the game again and show you what I mean by that. Alright, so I'm in the game. I have false teeth hovering in the air. Excellent. And when I go into the inventory, weapons, false teeth, these are kind of out of alignment. For example, back is floating off the screen. Chuck is where the back label is. Use currently doesn't do anything. Chuck currently doesn't do anything. Yeah, I want to fix that. And to do that, I'm going to, I don't know why Windows is doing this weird thing with the way that like title bars and scroll bars and menu bars and stuff look today. It just happened when I turned on my computer today. I don't know why. Anyway, let's close out of there. Let's close out of movement. And let's go into inventory. And let's see, case use, inventory, or rather menu, I want to say is what it is. And here, this is, no, that's the list. Inventory display, is it what it is? Oh no, that is the list. That's what I just clicked on. Menu. Okay, so this is messier than it has to be in an attempt that I made to separate the draw code and the control code. And I think that was probably ultimately a bad decision on my part that I should undo one of these days, believe it or not. Again, the game maker gurus can yell at me later for treating the draw event as the step event. But anyway, item on left, item on right. Is this used anywhere? It's initialized and then nothing happens to it. All right. There's use. Oh, this is only for key items. Do I want to keep item on left, item on right, like equipping your items? I don't think so. That's a Pokemon key item thing. Yeah, that's a Pokemon key item thing. I don't think I want to use that. All right, let's find item on left and item on right and remove them from the code. There's this. Inventory menu control. Okay. I need to get rid of all of this. All of this, including that last curly brace. And all right, so here I can just draw the Chuck and back, and there will be an equip in there somewhere later. And now there's just the init initialization, which I don't need anymore because that's been removed. Okay. What about, I just got rid of that. Is there any of this left in the code? No, there is not. All right, so that's great. I don't need that anymore. Use chuck back. I'm going to say that you can equip any item. I changed my mind on this. If I was making a serious game, which I am not, this would not be the case. But I'm going to say you can equip any item as your offensive weapon. 1004, or 10-4, 124. And I'm going to move this off to the side. And the inventory menu control is what I want. Now, this, there's nothing for case 1. This is why I want them in the same script, so I can just look at code in the same file and not have to navigate these menus, these forms like this. This is use. The second one is equip. I need to change this name. This one is chuck, and this one is back. Okay, and then there's the regular go back. If that's true, then go back. Everything else, pause minor and pause cursor handle. I've talked about that before. Let's run the game now, and it should look a little bit neater. Ooh, look, an issue on the side there with the fuse from culling. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that now. I have picked up my false teeth. I have gone into my inventory, weapons, false teeth, and the menu doesn't extend down far enough. But anyway, use equip, which should go into its own menu. Chuck, which does go into its own menu. This also goes a little bit too far. And this isn't locked. All right. I don't want to check any false teeth. I'm going to go back. All right, that works. That works. All right, so mainly it's just graphical stuff now. I need in here, draw texture auto. I need to bring this down a little bit further. And that's going to go to as long as I need it to. And what else did I want to do? There's also the issue in the inventory chuck in here, where this was being drawn a little bit too far. I want the width of the window times 3/4, 3/4 of the width of the window, times 3/4. And in the rectangle that's being drawn, where your cursor is, I also want this to be times 3/4 minus 8, because 8 is the offset. And okay, I think I'm done with that. I think that should be aligned properly. I'm not going to run the game again. Am I going to run the game again? Oh, there's also the issue with the cursor being like doubled. Like there's the issue with the cursor for the chuck menu being the same as the cursor for the item menu. And I think I know why that is as well. Pause minor n and pause minor n. The same variable is being used to store the position of the cursor in both menus. And when they're both open at the same time, yeah, let's go and control C this, search it. And I'm going to go, there's all these variables that tell you like where in the menus you are, because I have a bunch of different menus that may or may not be shown on the screen at the same time. I'm going to say pause item chuck n, or pause inventory, pause inventory chuck n is 0, and that will be the variable that is used here. All right, that's inventory menu. Nope, wrong one. Where did chuck go? I'm gonna alphabetize this. Chuck, all right. And, all right, here I want, and here I want, and here I want. And instead of pause minor n, anywhere that I see pause minor n, I can just search this, can't I? And before I actually hit replace, no occurrences can be replaced. All right, well, that's good enough. Is there anything else? That should work. That should be a much neater chuck menu. Let's go and run the game again now. All right, here we go. Let's pick up the false teeth. Let's go into inventory, weapons, false teeth, use, nothing, equip, nothing, chuck. This looks a lot better, although there's a big wide open space over here. Should this be over here instead? What was this white space for? Oh, that was like, don't fling ice cubes at me, Anthony. That was like supposed to be like the flavor text for like what use is, what equip is, what chuck is, what that kind of thing is. All right, so I'll leave the alignment alone. Anyway, it works when I actually do this, right? It does. Good. I back out to the inventory. I back out to the main menu because there's nothing in there. All right, good. I can check off this. All right, next. Anyone can equip a weapon for anything because, like I said at the beginning of this video, this is not 100% a serious game, and if you want to go around beating people up with a hyper potion, you are free to do that. Okay, so I think in item declarations, whereas const item, in the item declarations, there is a list of parameters that is for who can equip what. And this list of parameters should only be for equip Chase, Fowler, and Joe as weapons. And the armor can stay the same because logically it doesn't make sense to have a snake donning a suit of armor. Because I can't even make anything ridiculous enough to justify that. But let's see. Let's go and get rid of these. Oh, come on. All right, Chase, Fowler, and Joe. And we'll lower this down to case 13 because there's only going to be 13 arguments for this. Equip armor, equip weapon. No, I wanted the other ones to go away. That can go. Where these arrays are declared can go. Equip weapon. And that would also mean that like Joe can equip throwing weapons even though he wouldn't be very good at it. I have thought of that. It doesn't bother me too much. Now, if you'll give me a moment, I'm just going to delete these 3 arguments from these functions that are over here. All right, for what it's worth, I suppose I do suppose it makes sense for Joe at least to have false teeth and biting armor and stuff like that, even if you would have a hard time logically fitting them in his mouth. Well, snakes have detachable jaws, but even if you had to have a hard time fitting them in his mouth, you know, snake bites and stuff. Anyway, in the equip menu, let's program the equip menu next, because I think that was, if that wasn't, oh, that was the next thing on my list. Okay, so I wanna do equipment menu. Instead of going in here and having an equipment menu, I'm going to get rid of that and say inventory equip. And instead, you're going to equip things through the inventory menu. And let's see, where is, I also need to scrub out pause.equip wherever I might have used wherever I might have used that in the value. And I need to get rid of this. Let's go and delete that, not duplicate it. And I can get rid of this entire entry in the switch tree now. And game HUD pause main. What is this? What is this nonsense? Oh, pause position. This is controls. I can get rid of this. Oh, I should also bring these down a little bit. What was the script I just had open? Game HUD pause, I think. Oh, you know what? I should probably say like case pause dot inventory, shouldn't I, for these instead of whatever else it was. No, I won't do that, just in case the enum values are not in sequence for whatever reason. Okay, I can close out of that. The equipment menu has gone, and instead there is now an equipment menu in here, and an inventory, display control, give control, inventory information, inventory menu control. All right. I'm also going to want to open up the main inventory page. And this is going to be case pause.inventory equip break. And I'm going to want to display graphically game HUD inventory display. And that's going to take a couple arguments. These are lists which contain a list of like the categories, the item categories, and the list of items in that category that you have open. So I'm just gonna actually copy and paste this. And this is coming after the break statement, so that is unreachable code, which I do not want. And this, I typed it in the wrong area. It should be in here. All right, let me move this off to my second screen now. And when you hit A, if get release A, when you hit A over here, I'm going to say pause major state equals pause.inventory equip. And this at least should display the categories of items on the screen. Let me move this back into view. I'm also going to want, all right, so to display menu control, I don't need that. Item information, I'm also going to want to display the item information, which is like the description and the quantity and the picture and all that fun stuff over on the right side of the screen. And I'm also going to want to say game HUD inventory equip. Categories display. The category list and display list arguments I just passed to pretty much everything, every function, every script that's in the inventory. And I'm actually suddenly remembering why I had separated the control and the graphical scripts, which is because the graphical scripts might want to be on the screen and you don't want the control scripts running, for example, here. Game HUD inventory equip control. Okay, and I'm just going to copy and paste something. I guess I copy and paste Chuck, and I'll copy and paste Chuck control. This can be equip control. All right, and this can be equip, right? Come on, that should get rid of the error messages. Come on, thank you very much. Save the script name. And in here, instead of saying how many plus minus and Chuck, I'm going to want to say, I'm probably going to want a for loop that loops through the characters. I just kicked something under my desk. I don't know why there's a printer under my desk. I should put that in a box in my closet or something like that. And as I was saying, equip to who? To whom? Correction. You can get off my case, grammar nerds. For var I equals 0, I is less than all classes array length 1D, I plus plus. And at the end of this, we'll say back. This will be, I don't need this. I don't need that. I just need draw text xx plus 48. This is where the menu starts. yy plus 64, no, plus 84 plus 20 times I, because that's how they're spaced, and all classes of I dot name. And then I could use like 84 plus 20 times I, but instead I want to do 84 plus 20 times the length of the array, and that's going to be the back. And here, in the same place where this variable is created, in it, I'm going to want to say pause inventory equip n equals 0. And that's going to be the variable that controls the position of the cursor in the equip menu. Right? Great. Okay. Draw the rectangle, good. And I'm going to want to do the same thing in the control. Let's see. First, I can get rid of get release A. Or, not get release A. I can get rid of the switch tree and do it again later. I might just want to get rid of the switch tree entirely. All right, let's get rid of the switch tree entirely. And, ooh. I might have gotten rid of something that I didn't want to. No, it looks like I didn't. All right, equals, in that case, what does, there has to be a pause cursor handle in there somewhere, doesn't there? Where is the pause cursor handle? How is that done? Oh, that's done in here. This should be in the control script. Okay. So we're going to be properizing my code for chuck items. There we go. Oh no, that's the inventory. All right, that shouldn't be there either. Chuck. Did I get that out of there? Good, I got that out of there. Control. And I'm going to want to run this after. No, I'm going to want to run this before the switch tree. Okay. And I'm going to do a similar thing here, except instead of pause inventory chuck in, it's equip n. All right. And now you should at least be able to see on the screen the names of the characters and cycle through them. So I'm going to clear the compiler cache and run the game again. Let's see how this goes. Using uninitialized variable equip weapon. Oh, can equip weapon. Oh, that's right, because I got rid of that. Did I really not run the game in that long? I don't want can equip weapon because that's always going to be true. In fact, let's not even get rid of this and just return true all the time. Now, this is a video where I deal with that kind of thing. Let's get rid of this script. Character can equip weapon. All right, and I'm going to want to search that to see where it was used. Because I know it was somewhere in... yeah, in here, in equip weapon. All right. Let's go and unindent that because I don't need the code surrounding it anymore. And now the game should work. And the game has crashed on me, which probably signifies an uninitialized variable somewhere. All right, to debug this, I'm going to run the game with the regular GameMaker runner as opposed to the compiler, and it should actually spit out an error message when it tries to access an uninitialized variable. I'm not surprised, honestly, given how much code that I've written before testing it now. All right, so here's the actual error message. Equip armor chase 13. Oh, I think I know. Add item. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot to bring these arguments down. Not 110, that's a... No. 11 and 12 instead of 13, 14, and 15. All right. Now that that is out of the way, we can go back to the yo-yo compiler. And, okay. Let's finally make this happen. Please. All right, so let's pick up the false teeth that are floating magically in the air. Found the false teeth. Inventory, weapons, false teeth, equip. And, okay, so... what exactly is going on? Do you, like... I hit down and it's spazzing out. It's like it's being reset to 0 every time. And my cursor is somehow being set down here somewhere. All right, that's interesting. Oh, I think I know what the problem is. I think I know what the problem is. It's somewhere in pause cursor handle. Also, this is aligned to center, and it should be aligned to right. To left, rather, not right. Well, it displays the, whoa. It displays the names properly, at least, sort of. Let me go and... let's see, there's this, which I am not interested in right now. Equip control. Menu control. I don't need this, do I? I don't think I need that anymore. Inventory equip. All right, so we're drawing the rectangle. Oh, by the way, this length should be determined by the length of the character array as well that you're drawing the background. And let's see. What else is there? Inventory equip n. Why is there a true false value in here? This should be I'm going to replace this with n. Var n equals the length of the array because it's coming up a lot. And it's slightly faster than a function call to save it to a variable. The maximum value that you can go in the pause menu here is n, and that is because it is 1 plus the number of characters you have, also known as the length of the array because the last one is taken up by the back button. I feel like this is the rectangle. Oh, what in the world? This is formatted oddly. I have no idea why it was formatted like that. Oh, that's draw rectangle. That isn't pause cursor handle. Pause cursor handle is in here. I'm going to say again, var n equals this, the length of the array. And, the limit is going to be n, like I said before. The bounds of the rectangle are this, indeed. X-axis isn't being declared anywhere, which is odd because that's a local variable. I'll worry about that in a minute. 72 plus 20 times n, or it should be 74 plus 20 times n. That's odd. I feel like something isn't right here. Anyway, let's run the game again and see if that fixes the problem. Oh, wait, I know. This is setting the variable xx, and I don't want that to set the variable xx. I want the variable xx to be the one that's aligned with inventory menu. And for that matter, yy should be something like that too. But for now, let's see. Xx is going to be this, and xx is also going to be set to, I don't need this. Xx is also going to be set in here. Oh, it is. It is defined in here. All right. Well, that should be that should just be copied into here. Should that be? Yeah, that should be. All right, that's the right value. Run the game. Please, don't explode on me. All right, false teeth, equip. And the cursor is behaving as it should, except that it's still center aligned instead of left aligned, which I'm going to have to address later. Okay. I should probably do something similar for use because that's probably going to be like use on whom instead of equip to whom. But all right, let's get out of here. And let's go and what did I want to do a minute ago? I wanted to fix the alignment. Why is it center aligned anyway? Draw set h align fa center. No, not FA center, FA left. It shouldn't be centered in the first place, though. Oh, I know. It was set in, again, this information screen. It centered it. All right. Well, this should probably go at the end, for one. And for another, just to be safe, I will say, I think this will interrupt the vertex batch. Yeah, that'll probably interrupt the vertex batch, which will slow the game down just a little bit, so I'm going to get rid of it. Anyway, all right, that problem is solved. Now, actually equipping it to somebody. No, I want to say, yeah, if pause inventory equip and equals n, if you're at the end of the line, then go back equals true. Else, we're going to equip to the character. Equip. You can equip it as a weapon or as an armor, and not everything can be equipped as armor. Okay, that is a roadblock. That is a bit of a roadblock. How do I want to handle this? I could make two menus for equip as weapon and equip as armor. In which case there would just be a lot of copying and pasting code. All right, let's do this. This is going to be equipping as weapon. And 164. I'm going to move this menu down and I'm going to move this menu down 20 pixels, and that is because I'm going to be adding another entry to this here. Use equip weapon and equip armor. All right, and 104, 124, 144. This can go down to 164. And in the control menu, shouldn't there be a menu control? Oh, that's in here. In the control, I want to say here, equip armor. No, this is equip weapon. I'm going to copy this. Case 2, thank you, is going to be equip armor. Pause major state is going to be pause inventory equip armor, which I will create in a minute. I'm going to move these down, 3 and 4. This parts cursor handle is going to need a higher maximum because there's now more options down there. And that's it for menu and menu control. Chuck, I'm going to need to move this down as well, 164. And I think that's all I have to do in here. Chuck control. Var yy equals 164. Var xx equals w over 2 plus 8, was it? I think it was w over 2 plus 8. Half the screen plus 8 pixels. And, all right. That was me not initializing variables, which probably should have caused the game to crash, but it didn't, because that actually means that I didn't initialize them somewhere else, and they're being saved as object variables instead of local variables. Anyway, use equip. I'm going to copy and paste this. Again, equip weapon, or armor, I mean. Equip armor. There's probably a better way to do this than copying and pasting code, but you know what? I don't. Let's see. CC pause. I want inventory equip armor. All right. The new value now exists. I want in the menu code inventory equip armor. All right, this is the controls. This is going to be that. Get rid of the new. And equip regular. All right. Should I differentiate here the text between armor and weapon? Oh, there should also be a message that says like you can't equip this as armor. Unless you want to wear like a tin can as an armor. You know what? That sounds really bad. I feel like I can get away with doing that with weapons, but I probably shouldn't try and get away with doing that for armor. All right. Well, I'll deal with the checks to see if you can actually equip the thing in the first place in a minute. These scripts now exist, so the error message is gone. I need an equip control. Equip weapon. Character all character, no, wait. Pause, inventory, equip, and the item is going to be, what's the item? Stack dot index, right? Items in this game, inventory items in this game are stored sort of like, I got the idea from looking at Skyrim's creation kit, and I'm sure other games do this as well. You have stacks of items, and you have the item index and the quantity. And if I were to open up item stack, unfortunately they don't have like add, remove, whatever methods. But yeah, there's the index and the quantity in the item stack. So to get the item index that I want for equip weapon, I can just say the item stack, which is over here, dot index, and it's very convenient. That's a case of writing code that can be used much later in the future without me having to think about it very much. Anyway, I still need to look at I feel like there's a syntax error in equip armor control. Yes, there is. All right, equip armor. And the character that we equip it to is again going to be this, and the item that we equip is again going to be stack.index. And I'm going to have to clear the compiler cache because I added code. Oops, that's the backspace key, not the delete key. I'm going to have to clear the compiler cache because I added code. And let's run the game and hope it doesn't, like, go to pieces. I said that last time. I need to come up with something more original. All right, please work. Let's see, equip weapon and index out of bounds. Where? Line 4, which actually means line 5. Inventory menu. How? Base item is stack.index. How? Okay, so I commented out these two lines of code, and now when I go into equip weapon, it doesn't crash the game. And so that suggests that something that I did in here, in one of these, I don't know which, and I'm going to find out which one in a moment. All right, so it's the control script. The graphical script is fine. What is going on in the control script that would cause this to crash? What is going on? I believe the last thing that I did was say base item equals something. I believe that was the last thing that I did. Let's see if this doesn't crash the game. All right, this crashes the game anyway. What was it that I did? Oh, I know. I know what's going on. I know what's going on. I know what's going on. Oh, I know what's going on. I know what's going on. I know what's going on. All right. So there is no check to see if you pressed A or not. And if you have pressed A, as soon as you open the menu, it's a Oh, I know what's going on. I know what's going on. I know what's going on. Basically, as soon as you open this menu, it equips the weapon because there is no check to see if you pressed A or not. And when it equips the weapon, it removes the item from your inventory. And when it removes the item from your inventory, it is trying to draw information on an item that is no longer there. And firstly, this needs to say if get release A equip weapon. And secondly, I'm going to put one here. We're going to put one here too for go back. And secondly, if the stack has been destroyed, basically, equip weapon, I'm going to have it return. Hang on. All right, so if stack.quantity equals 1, no, not indent that. But if the stack quantity equals 1, we're going to have you back out and and go back to for now, hang on, how do I tell if the item has been removed? I feel like var any left equals this, and any left is going to remove item is going to say, all right, this is going to return true if there are any items left, false otherwise. All right, so if you remove the item stack, you're going to return false, otherwise you're going to return true. And in equip weapon, any left is going to basically say, are there any items left in the stack, and return that. And equip armor should do the same thing. And otherwise, turn true. All right, let's see. This is returning, all right, so it's returning if there's any left. If there's not any left, then, hang on. Oh, you know what? This is also, it should also add to your inventory whatever weapon you're holding. Something like this. And the quantity is going to be 1. And the same thing for the armor. All right. So if you're not holding anything, it'll add nothing to your inventory. And if you are holding something, it'll add that item to your inventory and then remove the one that you equip. And let's see. What happens? All right, so I want to steal code from Chuck, right? Stealing code from Chuck as if Chuck is a person. But if you delete your item, all right. I'm gonna steal some code from here. If you delete your item, and the player's inventory size is now 0, go all the way back out to the main menu. Otherwise, if this is the last thing in the item category, go all the way back out to the inventory menu. Otherwise, I don't need this. This one is irrelevant because reasons. Because I should state the reasons because I'm making a video. That one is irrelevant because you're gonna stay in the equipment menu. All right, now this should work. Please work. I'm gonna test the armor. If this works, I'm gonna actually end the video because I have to go make dinner now. And if this works, I'm just gonna copy and paste pretty much this to the equipment control, and hopefully that'll work too. If it doesn't, I'm gonna not end the video and I'm gonna just continue recording tomorrow. Yeah, that works. All right, here we go. Wish me luck. Equip to chase, and the game has crashed. This is probably for similar reasons to before. Oh, I know why. I know why. Because the inventory. This is the same problem I was having last time, except now I know why. But the inventory, the item no longer exists. Let's draw that here instead. And leave a comment that says the inventory information has to be drawn here. All right, take 2. I want this to work. I spent way more time on this than I wanted to. I've spent almost 2 hours on this part of the on this part of making this video, and I really want this to work. All right, please, please, please work this time. I'm like terrified that something is gonna blow up, and it blew up. All right, why is it blowing up now? Oh, I did this for the equipment menu and not. I still want that there. I did this for the equipment menu, the armor menu rather, and not the equipment menu. Come on, work. This is what it's been reduced to. I'm yelling at my computer, telling it to work. Please work. I'm asking you nicely. Equip to chase. And it's back out to the menu, and it's equipped false teeth as the weapon. All right, cool. It still has the problem. Oh, I can't go back into the menu. It still has the problem with the text alignment because I decided to. My solution to that was changing the order the things were drawn in. But I'm going to worry about that later. I'm just going to go and fix the text alignment on my own time. For now, my name is Dragonite. I'm going to end this off here because I have to go for the day to do real life things. In the next part, I was kind of hoping to actually get more done in this video, but I can check off the equipment menu now. And I'm going to be taking on these things. Actually, instead of taking on these things, I really want to do combat stuff. I'm going to do combat stuff in the next video. I will see you all later.